I think just the computer fan alone is really the one thing I'm looking forward to with the new Apple computers. I really cannot deal with how loud these things are. I don't know if it's the desert. I don't know if it's me. My name is Kasabian Lavoe, and welcome back. Once I get these lights on, I apologize. It's a little dark in here. I like it moody when I'm in this. When I'm in this, what you doing? What is everybody doing? How is everyone? I'm still banned on TikTok. I know it's fucking depressing because I need donations. I'm looking for donations. I'm just being honest. I'm looking for donations. Need some donations. First off, before we start the show, shout out to Essence. Man, they always look out for me. My bud tenders of the shit. If you here in Las Vegas, head over to Essence. South Durango is my shop. That's one that I go to, but I honestly frequent all of them. And I'm there all like, yo, it's like cheers. I walk in there like, oh, Lavo, Kasabian, what up? I'm like, oh my God. Y'all so good to me. I appreciate y'all. Let's get into today's show, though. It's a quick show. It's a Friday, and I'm just not going to read all the negative news. It's been a long, just negative news week. It's really frustrating to talk about money and how it's not doing well. And then the mainstream media keeps on running all these stories about how last year was the best economy that we've seen since Reagan. Where? Cars are the most expensive they've ever been. Houses are the most expensive they've ever been. Nobody's making more money than they've made since 1990. What the fuck are you talking about? We haven't made more money since Reagan. I don't want to talk about that. Bitcoin's down. Everything's down. Everybody's down. Weed's expensive. Food's expensive. It's not doing good out here. And I quit. I'm still a real estate agent. I still have my real estate license. I'm just not a realtor, and I'm not a part of the real estate association. And we'll talk about it. We'll definitely talk about it. But it doesn't mean that I'm done in real estate. It's just I'm done working for somebody. That was not why I got into real estate. I don't work for people. I'm not good at working with people. I'd rather work for myself. And unfortunately, when you are a realtor that works at a big box office, that's what you do. You work for somebody. You're an employee. I'm not an employee. Not at all. I should have used the hashtag Gucci Mane for tonight's show because that shit's been hilarious. All right, let's get into today's show. Let me record. That's the wrong button. How does the audio sound? Loner, do I sound good right now? My mic sound. Mic check 1 2. What is this? The JBP boys back to business. Classic pod. Hey, Loner, real fast, because I know you watch. Do you watch Rory Maul? And I'm sure, do you listen to Mandy and Bridget? Why does it feel like it's just the JBP in like 3 different forms? And tell me if you don't think I'm right. And I think Ish is leaving, bro. Ish is gonna start his own pod, and I think Ish should go be a guest on Rory and Maul's pod. How dope would that be to see Ish with Rory and Maul? I think that'd be a dope ass pod. That's just me talking shit. But let's start today's show. Let me start recording. Remember, if this is your first time watching, you can't hear the music because of YouTube and Facebook. They don't allow us to do that here, but that's okay. You can listen to it on the pod when we release it. I was releasing it the day after because we thought it'd be easier that way. We're going back to just releasing it the same day. So if you want to listen to the pod after we're done filming, you'll have that opportunity to listen to it, and you can hear the music and the things that go on that you can't hear. If this is your first time, also hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. When you hit the like button, that's for you. When you hit the like button, that's for everybody else. That makes them come and check it out. When you hit the subscribe button, that's when you know we're live. Check us out on Facebook. Head over to the Kasabian Lavoe page. I don't know why my mouth just went blah, blah, blah. Head over to our Facebook page, like, follow, check out the clips, check out the reels. That's how we monetize this show. We get paid from Facebook's reel program and for a couple other things that we do with them. We appreciate everybody at Meta. The new ads are coming. We're working on a couple of things. It's been a terrible start to the year. I was supposed to be doing so much and it ain't working. If you've been here before, you know what the water is. Sit down. We got to talk. Let's get to it. I quit. Just over it. I don't do good working for people. I'd rather work for myself and get it out the mud. I'll explain. Yo, in today's song, I wish y'all could hear it, but it's my favorite DMX song. Anyway, we'll let that rock. They are all the same. Thank you. Hey man, shout out to Loner, bruh. If I could give you a little like wrench or something, we're gonna figure that out. What? But not D. So I see it now. New Rory and Maul. And Ish. Bad. Bum, 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 bum. You know I got a wife. Who want from her? You gave me. It's Kasabian. Kasabian Lavoe Show. What's going on, beautiful people? My name is Kasabian Lavoe, and welcome back to the Kasabian Lavoe Show, live from Las Vegas. It's another beautiful day in Vegas. We in here. My name is Kasabian, and I'll be your host with talent on loan from God. Behind this microphone is where I really get my off, you feel me? And I'm all over the place today like bird shit. Damn, I still cuss. I'm sorry, YouTube. There's a lot to talk about. There's nothing to talk about. It's just not good news, and I'm really at my wit's end with it. I was gonna have fun with the Kobe Bryant. Okay, first off, let me not say I was gonna have fun with the Kobe Bryant statue. Let me explain. Rest in peace to Kobe Bryant, his daughter, and everyone that was aboard the helicopter in that helicopter crash. I believe it's a year exact. Was yesterday. They put up a statue of Kobe and his daughter. Unfortunately, the statue resembles more Gucci Mane than Kobe. It was funny. I thought it was funny. I just didn't want to make fun of it. But I saw that and I was like, ha 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 ha. I was going to talk about how drug dealers make minimum wage and how maybe you shouldn't be a drug dealer. Go find a real job. Like shit like power really makes it seem like motherfuckers can change your life. No, you just make enough to survive. You might have a nice car and shit, but you don't have no pension. There's no good dental. There's no good nothing. You pay a lot of cash. Your credit's usually shit. Your girl's got everything in her name because you can't fucking establish anything. It's terrible. I was also going to talk about the delete Spotify movement. Ooh, delete Spotify, bro, because I hate Rogan. No, nobody's doing that. But we're not. I'm not going to talk about none of that. I'm going to talk about what's going on with my career as a realtor and why I quit and what I have learned in these past couple of years working at a regular corporate job. I've never had a corporate job. This shit was weird, y'all. It really was, because it's one of those jobs where they tell you you're an independent contractor, but you got mad people around you that you have to they're not your boss, but you kind of have to go through them to get shit done. So it's shitty. And I'll explain. And it's not a bad thing. You don't have to be in real estate and be a realtor. To be a realtor, you don't have to do anything but have your license, and then you pay a fee. That's it. So it's not like you take a test and you're like, oh, well, this guy is so smart. This gal is so smart. They're a realtor. No. It's just a club, and it's a fee that you pay, and it's supposed to come with a lot of benefits. Unfortunately, I didn't see any of the benefits. And well, shit, I guess we're in here. Okay, so when you get into real estate, your first year is the most expensive. The thing about real estate today, right now, it's a different industry. The big box firms aren't really working. Like, I don't know when that worked, how that style of even, I don't even know what you would call it. It's like a farming system where they just get as many people as they can and they get a cut from everything they do, and that's how they survive. I don't like that. My first deal that I got was a $500,000 house, and my commission should have been $20,000. But because it was my first deal in the office, I had to have a high cut. It was like 35% plus some office fees and other dues. Basically, I walked away from my first deal with $7,000. $7,000. And I went above and beyond for my client. They were going through a divorce at the time. It was very difficult to develop a business relationship with two people who were splitting up in the middle of a sale, and then have to kind of take sides when one person ends up becoming the victor of the divorce decree and getting everything in their name, and then having to basically turn your back on the other person. What's popping? As a realtor, we're fiduciary, right? And then that's with any job. I think anybody should always approach any and every job in that fashion. It's very difficult to work with people who are emotionally attached and they're having just every type of, bro, it's fucked. Okay. And it's just, I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with it. There's no point. All I want to do, dead ass, buy properties and sell them. Do I need my license to do that? No. Do you need a license to do that? No. I have my license still. I didn't give up my license. That's the hardest part, taking the test and getting your license. And matter of fact, how about we discuss the whole process of what it takes to be a realtor? I don't know if I said go to my website. I don't even think the website's on right now. We took it down so we could put all the new merch and change it for the phones and whatnot. TikTok is still down because they got me fucking blocked. And here we are. So let's get into it. In 2013, I opened my first business, which was, or no, was it 2013 or 2012? I can't remember. My first business was interior decorator. Or I was an interior decorator. I opened my interior design firm, and I would go around basically hanging up paintings because that's all you do. It's such a weird job. Like, I thought it'd be like designing dope ass houses. It takes a long time to get into that, but there's a way you can fast forward that. And the longer I did it, I realized, well, maybe I could sell furniture and then I could do staging. No, you don't want to do that either. The shit, it's that's a good job and all, but there's no point. You still can't express yourself. The only way you can design a home, the only way you can set up a home and make it look the way you want to look, present it to the public and sell it to the public is by buying it yourself, fixing it yourself, setting it up, and then, presenting it to the public. You don't need a license to do that. And I realized that I was younger and I wanted that connection. There's something about saying you're a realtor and a real estate agent with, the suit, the card, and it feels good to be able to say, I'm a real estate agent and I work for such and such giant name and everybody's taking care of you. That's cool. But it's all lip service. I was raised by pimps. It's easy to see who the pimps are. They all stand in front of you and they tell you these mystical stories that don't exist today. And honestly, I don't even think half of the fucking stories make any sense. The people that work in the office aren't real agents. They're not hitting the streets. They're not knocking on doors. All they have to do is maintain their license, sit there and tell you fake ass stories to make you feel good about yourself so you can go out there, hit the streets, and try to bring back business to them. It's pimping 101. They stand up there and they tell you, yo, I used to go to work. This is how they tell you. I used to go to work, leave work at 5 o'clock, and then go knock on doors from 6 to 9 o'clock at night to sell houses. I would ask people, can I sell your house? Can I sell your house? I did that shit my first week. That was probably the hardest shit. Bro, it's easier to sell dope than it is to knock on somebody's door while they're at their home and say, hey, do you want to sell your house? It's very difficult. I don't have that talent. You want to know why? Because I don't like pressuring people. If you don't want to do something, guess what? I don't want to do it even more. You're too emotional. You don't have a product as a real estate agent. You have to deal with emotions. Unfortunately, in real estate, it's all about finances. If your pocket can handle it, you can do it. If not, we can't talk about it. It's that simple. You can't describe houses in the fashion that you would want because you can get in trouble. So most people, when they say this is my house and I think it's worth mad money, and you got to tell them, well, it's actually worth probably less than most of the houses in the neighborhood, that's when the emotions start to flare. The game is easy because everybody's buying and selling houses. Like, you're not necessarily needed. You're kind of plug and play. And at some point, you don't even sell houses. You're selling yourself. And I feel like the big boxes don't get that. I don't like making phone calls. I do have a large list of friends and I do have a large list of connects. My biggest problem with that was if I inputted that into their system, they would still have all my numbers. I wasn't that cool with them. I'm not going to give you the phone numbers that are in my phone or the contacts of the people that I have in my phone. I have relationships and I've developed those relationships and plan to keep those relationships and don't want to lose those relationships due to an office cold calling all of literally everybody on my list. I'm not good with that. So I never inputted any of my contacts, my sphere of contacts. It's not lucrative in any fashion or form to just give up all your contacts. But you're the pusher, you're the peddler. You get into the offices, you start to see that everybody has a cool story to encourage you to go out there and knock on doors and get out there, and any job just up front too. Like, I know I'm all over the place like bird shit. But I'm just literally explaining like just the whole breakdown of this damn mess. So you get your license, you take the class. When you take the class will tell you, yeah, how about I just give you guys a concise story. When you go to get your license, you take the class. When you take the class, you're learning to pass the test. You don't learn how to sell houses. You have to have that natural gift. If you don't have that natural gift, it's going to be hard for you. You have to be a people person and be able to take doors being slammed in your face and people hanging up on you. And I don't have it. You have to be able to tell valid truths or lies. Can't do it. I'm too honest. Your house sucks. Can't sell this piece of shit without putting work into it. Can't say that. I'm going to be professional about it and say, hey, we need to do a couple things to make this look right. First, they tell you to talk to family, right? Like after you get your license, hey, reach out to family. My family sucks ass, bro. My uncle went and got a house literally I was selling 3 houses at once. They went and they got a house with somebody else because they knew them for 20 years. They knew them for 20 years, so they used that realtor instead of their fucking nephew that they've known for his entire life. Don't go to family. Family will leave you broke. Always go to strangers. Family is the stupidest shit you can have when you're trying to make money because they don't believe in it. It's all bullshit. Don't reach out to family. And any job that tells you to hit up your family first, it's always skeptical. It's always skeptical. It just sounds real Herbalife-y. You know what I'm saying? Yo, after you hit the streets and you start going out there and realizing that nobody wants to sell their house to you, nobody knows who the fuck you are, nobody even knows why you're there, and then you're kind of behind on everything. You know, they tell you to sign up for all these things. To work at a brokerage, you have to have your well, in Las Vegas, it's LVR. You have to have your association, your Realtors Association membership. That's cool. But what does that bring? Nothing. A bunch of fucking parties where you all hang out with a bunch of other people that do the same shit you do, and you're supposed to cut deals. It doesn't happen. It's usually just a bunch of people that are like crying about not making any money and people that are hurting for it's the saddest shit ever. It's not as lucrative as it seems. It really isn't. But they do serve a purpose. And I'm not here to say that you shouldn't be a realtor, you shouldn't be a real estate agent. I'm still an agent. What I'm saying is that the game isn't as pretty as it seems. And when you join the association, in all reality, it's just a fund to protect laws from being made that'll go against real estate agents and how we make money, because we do make exorbitant amounts of money for a lot of work that we do. And some people are offended by the amount of money that we do make. So they always try to stifle our money. Now, when you have shit like Zillow that shows you all the information that once you needed a $2,000 membership to see, and they give it to you for free, it's very discouraging when that happens. If y'all can't control the internet, then I can't fuck with you. E-buyers taking over the world. You don't even have to talk to a real estate agent. But that didn't discourage me. I went out, I looked for fucking deals, I talked to people, I cut deals left and right. You see what I'm saying? Look, and I'm literally, in all honesty, I'm describing my first month as a real estate agent. It was rough, to say the least. Now, your first year as an agent, and they'll tell you all these numbers. Real estate people are very charismatic, all right? I was in a class, and this guy was like, yo, Google me. I perform on the strip. I'm famous. I'm this, I'm that. I'm like, I bet. Me too. Me too. Where do you perform at? And he goes, oh, he dresses up. And he works for a certain Roman company that's here in Las Vegas. I happen to know who the manager was. I know who the booking people were. We've been there, done shows there, know everybody there. Who do you know? He didn't know anybody. He said, Google him. I did. Nowhere to be found. I said, you can Google me. Come right up. I had another guy come in there. Tell you this story about how he does rock and roll and he this and he that. Nope. No, he didn't. He didn't do none of that shit. Y'all sounded great in the 90s when nobody could verify who you were or what you did. Real estate is something special. Walking up and down the hill and knocking on doors until somebody gave me a deal. That's what you need to do. Make all these phone calls and you can literally call 400 people in one day and you'll catch one deal. That's not necessarily true. It's really not. It takes a long time. And it takes a lot of hard work. And if that's what you want to do, I implore you to go get your license and hit the streets and become the best real estate agent ever. Don't let me discourage you. Let me just show you what it is. In all reality, your first year as a real estate agent, you spend $3,500. You might as well take that $3,500, use it as a down payment and buy some type of duplex or maybe even you can get a condo and flip it, make it an Airbnb. You'll make more money doing that than being an agent. My first deal, $500,000 house, $20,000 commission, was cut to $7,000. And I still had the $3,500 in fees to pay for that year. So out of my $7,000, y'all took $800 in office dues. Out of my $20,000, y'all took $8,000. Just off rip. Then $1,000 went to fees for the office. Then I get $7,000 as a check, and I have to go take that $7,000 and live off of that because you don't get no weekly. You know what I'm saying? That's just a one-time hit. Bow. So here's my $7,000 check. I still got fees, dues, classes, da-da-da-da-da. The shit is insanity. It's insanity. Why'd y'all take such a big hit off my first house? Why aren't you waiting until I had a couple for y'all to take that big ass hit so I can get squared away? See, they're not thinking. They're not working for you. That was my first clue as to, oh, we're not working together. Y'all just want a piece of everything I do. Then they tell me if I buy my own house, I got to tell them too. No, I don't want to have to tell you shit. It's cheaper for me to pay a real estate agent to sell one of my houses. It's cheaper for me to hire a property manager. It's cheaper for me to flip a house. I mean, and not cheaper, but it's just a net positive. Like, I'll make more money by buying a property and selling it than selling your house. Bro, I had a client, he made $60,000. I made $2,000 off the deal. He got the house at a great deal. Unfortunately, the sale price wasn't going to put anything in nobody's pocket but his own. That was another sign. I was like, wait, I got to walk away from this. This isn't working for me. Like, I can't see myself working to sell houses to make such a, you only make 3%. Why would I want 3% when I could take a house and make 20% by just selling it myself? Or I could take a house and make it a rental and make it, long-term money. Buy a property, refi it, hook it up, refi it, put money in my pocket, rent it out, keep money in my pocket, build my credit, and go buy more and more and do it again. Every real estate agent that I talked to since I started has another job. None of them were just real estate agents. Then there's this weird shit that real estate agents do where they get too busy and they hire assistants. You know what that means? That means they just sit around and you do all the work for them. I got played with that bullshit. Hey, come be my assistant. I was like, bet I could learn some things from you. No, you just become their mule. You do all the paperwork, you do all the hard shit, and you get a small cut of whatever they get. And their name just gets bigger and bigger, and the office looks better and better. The big box themed real estate offices don't work, bro. They don't work. Not today. Maybe back in the 80s or some shit, but not right now. It's very frustrating. I could literally go on for hours about how fucking difficult getting established in real estate is. But I think some people have a natural knack for it. I just don't have that knack. I'm in it for the money. Like, everything breaks down to money. School's for what? To make money. Getting your real estate license for what? For the prestige of saying you got a fucking real estate license? No, it's for the bread. It's for the bread. That's what you do it for. There's no point in anybody going out there to get a gig to just go, you know what? I want to work here and be completely broke for the rest of my fucking life and be miserable. And then give somebody a cut every time I manage to pull something. That shit's crazy. I'm over it. It'll be cheaper for me to pay my funky ass little 3% to an agent with the fees at the end and then collect and reap the benefits of selling the home, as opposed to working for somebody who's emotional, unstable, and doesn't want to sell the home, and I can't make any money if they decide to pool. Perfect example. Neighbors across the street from me hit me up. Hey, man, want to sell the house? Bet, I'll help you out. Your house is worth about $400,000. Let's sell it. Now they want a bigger house. They can't afford a bigger house. They get upset. They don't want to sell no more. Well, that's gone. I've already spent money on marketing. I spent money on a sign. That house is gone. Another example. Find a house to sell. Get the house. $425,000 house. Great sale. Should go quick. Beautiful home. Beautiful neighborhood. Behind the gate, the house forecloses before we're able to sell it. The owner was going through some things. We weren't 1,000% sure we would come in before the foreclosure, but the bank was aware that we were trying to sell the house. It just didn't work out in our favor. And unfortunately, we couldn't sell that home due to a lot of things. Like, honestly, that story is very, very, very complex. But nonetheless, those are two deals that just fell apart in front of me. And we're talking about $50,000 in commission money gone. If I own the house, at least I know, push come to shove, I could live in that motherfucker. You see what I'm saying? When you work for somebody else, and that's what you do, you work for somebody else when you're a real estate agent, you have to depend on them. You don't have any products. You don't sell nothing. It doesn't make any sense. They always tell you, oh, hang out with other agents. No, hang out with people that have opportunities for you. Don't hang out with just other agents. I hung out with other agents. They had shit except one. He goes, yo, I got a rental downtown, a threeplex downtown. I'm trying to get rid of $13,000 in a bad neighborhood. Smoking deal. That's what you want. You don't need to be a real estate agent to find those opportunities. You can dig for those opportunities. I think it's very discouraging when you hear the numbers anyway to become a real estate agent and how long it lasts. When you get your license, they tell you off rip, If 10 people take the test in your class, 3 of them pass. Out of the 3 that pass, 2 will become agents. And after a year, only 1 will be an agent. And after that year, if that person stays as an agent, they beat the odds. But most people fade out after the first year. Not even the first year. You can't afford it. You can't afford it. There's no possible fucking way that you can live as an agent if you don't have a second job. Any job that you have to have another job, you shouldn't work it. You shouldn't work it. It's not taking care of you. That's not helping you. I had a guy tell me in my face that he didn't want to give up his bartending job at the airport, but he's an agent that's selling 6 and 7 houses a month. Bro, what the fuck are you talking about? No, you're not. Do you know how much money that is? You're not doing that. If you work in the office, your job at the office is just to recruit people. That's it. So they tell lies and they tell stories to get people in there and pay the fee. I mean, it's damn near a Ponzi scheme. They're lucky that houses do get sold. After COVID, it's been hard as shit. And I love agents that love to tell you all this bullshit about what they're doing. They're really not, bro. It's all fucking lip talk for Facebook. They're not moving nothing. You can see all our numbers online. So any agent that tells you they're moving 30, 40, 50 houses, they're not. And if you are a private citizen that wants to buy houses and sell houses, buy duplexes, flip duplexes, threeplexes, buy apartment complexes, you can, and keep it out of your name and have it. There's ways to put things in business names, LCCs, S Corps. There's a bunch of things that you can do to keep your name off of it so that nobody even knows you own those properties. As an agent, there's a paper trail, everything, and your office gets a fucking cut. It does not add up. I'm not okay with that. The numbers are not, no, those numbers are wrong. I left when I broke even. I still kept my license. I just don't want to be, I'm not paying those fees anymore. The government last year changed the law anyway. You don't even need to be a part of the association to open up houses. Great. I don't need to pay $2,000 a year for something that I don't need. A bunch of random meetings with a bunch of people who don't really care about you and just want you to keep on paying the fees over and over as they bring in charismatic people that make more money than you to just talk to you. I learned that the first week there. I said, the game here is talking. Sign me up. So, do you want to be a real estate agent? Good. Go out there, go to school, figure it out, become a realtor, and join the elk. And then evolve and get away from it. That's my advice. But I do implore you to try. You may be the best real estate agent we've ever seen. I'm just not made for that. I want to buy properties and sell properties myself, and I don't need to have a license for that. It doesn't actually benefit me at all. That's it. That was my Friday rant, Mark. Excuse me. That was my Friday rant. I've been dealing with this shit all week, and it's been heavy on my mind. Like, I've been down at the association. I've been down at the this, down at the that. Just on talking to people and really trying to decide what I want to do. And for my future and buying properties and flipping them and holding them and having rentals, I don't need my license anymore. I don't want to be a realtor. I'm a real estate agent. I do have that license. I just don't have my realtor's license anymore. My realtor's, membership. But I'm still a licensed agent, and I'm a referral agent. So if you do need any help, you can holler at me, but I really don't want to help you. I don't. I'd rather just buy a house and sell you a house as a just private citizen. And with that, it's Friday. Let's have a good time. Let's enjoy the weekend. Don't take it too heavy. Me and Gilly coming in this weekend. Pause. We're going to be knocking out that Spotify show that we do. And I might even do a show tomorrow with the topics that I was supposed to talk about. But, man, today was the official, that's it. I'm done. And I'm glad I was able to tell you. And I'm sorry if it was all over the place. I literally tried to describe what the first year as a real estate agent was for me. And if I didn't do a good job, well, shit, let me know. Let's talk about it. And if you have your input on if you're a realtor, if you're a real estate agent, let me know. Vegas and Nevada is a very unique place, so maybe your experiences are a lot different. I've heard agents that live in fucking Utah right next to us that make like $4,000 or $5,000 a month off of rentals. We get paid $300 off of rentals. Let that sink in. My name's Kasabian. Live in the moment. Don't live in the past. Be safe. Stay dangerous. Lavoe loves you. Wow.